Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, we're going to be continuing talking about that huge breaking news from last night in which Xavi says that he is going to be leaving at the end of the seasons. There's tons of question marks to talk about. There's a lot of news that we do have to go through regarding who's going to be replacing him. There's some more news. This is some turmoil between the club, and there even is some news to talk about between the players and Xavi. But guys, before we get started on the video, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. Everything is posted down below in the description. Go over there and check me out. That way you guys can stay up to date with everything that I do on the channel. But guys, let's get straight into the video and let's talk about who can possibly replace Xavi, because we were all saying, hey, this Barcelona team is not doing well. Xavi, he's showing his limitations and his experience. It's being shown for everyone to see. And it's time for Xavi to go. But now that Xavi is leaving at the end of the season, who can possibly replace him? Well, these are some options in which are being discussed. Now, this is reported by FF Polo, and just in Barcelona's first list of candidates to replace Xavi, Jurgen Klopp, since he is leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. You have Mikel Arteta, Hansi Flick, Imanol Aguisil, the Real Sociedad manager, and as well as you have Thiago Motta. Now, looking at those list of managers, I'm only looking at two of them with actual expectations, saying, "Hey, I'm excited about these two managers." Obviously, Jurgen Klopp is the dream because what he's done at Liverpool is tremendous. However, even then, I'm skeptical. But Jurgen Klopp is both John Laporta's dream number one choice and my dream choice. I think the way that Barcelona are right now, I think Jurgen Klopp would fit a ton of those boxes. Personally, I think right now Barcelona, they need an experienced manager who's managed big egos and know what it's like to manage a top four club. That's precisely why I would not go for Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta, so I don't think he's done a better job than Xavi at Arsenal. Compared to what Xavi has done at Barcelona, for example. Mikel Arteta has had tons of money to work with at Arsenal. And even then, the way he's conducted himself at Arsenal, I don't think that he would be a good fit for Barcelona. Hansi Flick, he is a favorite of Xavi, no, of Joan Laporta. Joan Laporta, he is saying that how he wants to have that German school of football, that gegenpressing, the high intensity physical nature that they have. And Hansi Flick, he is an option. However, his recent, time at the German national team, it's a little bit iffy for me. But Imanol Aguisil, he is the other option in this list, which I am a big fan of. The work that he's doing at Real Sociedad is tremendous. They're doing fantastic in the Champions League. They're in the they're in the knockouts, and even now in La Liga, they're doing very well. And you just have to see how Barcelona struggled against them when we visited them in the Anoeta. Imanol would be my second option if Jurgen Klopp decides to turn down the job. And Diego Mota, he's more of the same, like Mikel Arteta, a good manager who's doing well, but still inexperienced at this level. And if Xavi's leaving because he doesn't have experience and the way that Barcelona are right now, I don't see how Barcelona they go for a Thiago Mota, a Mikel Arteta. But looking at the whole situation, guys, I definitely am thinking go for Jurgen Klopp. If Jurgen Klopp doesn't accept the job, go for Imanol. And then if Imanol decides to turn on the job, then I'd probably look at maybe a Garcia Pimienta or someone from La Liga like a Michel. But guys, talking about some turmoil within the club, yesterday Rafa Marquez, funny enough, after Barcelona's announcement that Xavi is going to be leaving at the end of the season, he was asked this question, the possibility of coaching Barcelona. And Rafa Marquez said, "You can't say no to an opportunity like this." Now, those quotes came down very bad. And the Barcelona management and board They were very angry with Rafa Marquez's words, and I share that sentiment. Xavi has a club legend and has just announced that he's going to be leaving the club, and especially the way he's leaving. I understand that he's leaving in a respectable way, but things didn't turn out well for Xavi. Xavi is leaving, not with his held high, with his head held high, but he's leaving the club in a difficult time, and so it's understandable why the club is angry, knowing that Rafa Marquez, he instantly pounds on the idea of managing the Barcelona first team. And this is reported by San Antonio. There is anger in Barcelona's sporting department regarding Rafa Marquez's words yesterday, where he talked about his desire to coach the first team. The club did not like the statement and says that he shouldn't have answered the media's questions. But this does not mean that they're going to get rid of Rafa Marquez in any way, guys. He is the Barcelona B coach. And thus, the club sources, they assure that Rafa Marquez is not an option to coach the first team, but they think that he's doing a good job with the B team, and they think that he should continue in that line. They don't want him to lead the new team, and that's completely understandable. But some other alternatives for who can possibly replace Xavi. This is actually was thrown out into the blue, but it was actually Luis Enrique, a possibility and return of Luis Enrique. That's crazy. But guys, what do you guys make of that? Would you guys want to see Luis Enrique back at the club? Me personally, I think his time at the club is over. I know that Luis Enrique is at PSG right now, but they aren't doing spectacularly well in the Champions League. They struggled a lot. They barely scraped past through the groups. And in the league, I do believe that they're first, but I don't know if Luis Enrique would want to come back to Barcelona. But now, guys, looking at some quotes from Joan Laporta today, because there was a meeting between Xavi, the players, and the management and everything. I want to be talking about those quotes in a little bit more detail because Joan Laporta, he did answer some questions. Now, this is Joan Laporta's quotes. Xavi told me that at the end of the season, he would leave, that he wanted to finish the season. It is a formula that I accept because it was proposed by Xavi, and he is a legend of Barcelona. He's an honest person who loves Barcelona. And this is something that I give credit. Xavi loves the club. Um, he is a culé, like through thick and thin. He's someone who forgave the rest of his contract, and he's not going to be taking that salary. And for that, you have to give applause. And we don't give Xavi enough credit for when he first came into the club, guys. Something that I will always be grateful is when Xavi first came into the club in the difficult time that we were in. We were in ninth, just knocked out of Europe, basically. And he got us top. He finished us in the second spot, and then in the next season after that, we finished winning La Liga and the Supercopa de España. And even now, in the past couple of seasons, where it's not, that well, still Xavi is getting results, and we're still, fighting for the Champions League and as well as La Liga, even though it's unlikely that we'll be winning either. But continuing on with Joan Laporta's quotes, we are going to be talking about Joan Laporta. The commitment will be a maximum from him and the staff until the end of the season. La Liga is difficult but not lost. We must fight to occupy the best possible position in the league without ruling out winning it. Everything has to be done to try to win the Champions League, and we will go step by step from Naples with more character and without losing the concentration. With the coach giving everything and the commitment of the players, we hope to achieve some of the objectives that we have set for ourselves. Continuing on, it is true that this season things did not go as we planned. We are coming from a season in which we won La Liga and the Supercopa. Therefore, with the, let's say, improved squad, we had better expectations, but they have not been met so far. We have to reverse this situation. And the last quote, I ask fans to continue to encourage the team because with your support, this team can change the situation. I am sure you understand the situation, and we know how difficult it is. And that's Joan Laporta coming out and basically talking about Xavi's departure. They both, Laporta and Xavi, they were discussing this, and this felt like it was coming. Barcelona, they haven't been doing well in the past couple of weeks, months, and it was just only a matter of time. And I definitely think that if Xavi didn't announce that, yesterday, I think there would have been a lot more pressure on Xavi and the team, and it would have been very negative. But now that Xavi is basically saying, "Hey, I am going to be leaving at the end of the season," it gives Barcelona an option to say, "Hey, I'm gonna be planning for the future. Thank you for letting me know." And I think it gives a sense of calm to the team. But now looking at what Barcelona is going to be doing ahead in La Liga and the Champions League, definitely go all out for the Champions League, because that's our only realistic opportunity of winning. Because La Liga, you have to be consistent throughout um, basically 9 months, and we haven't been consistent through five. And these last couple of months is going to be difficult to make a comeback. And so, even though the Champions League is harder to win, it's um it's still there to win it. We just have to take it step by step. But guys, lastly, this is some more fallout from that meeting between the board, the players, and Xavi. When the players were actually there listening to them, a couple players cried listening to Xavi's speech. A player who cried was actually Gavi, and some other players who were affected were Cancelo and Kunde as well. There were another player who were affected. And several players, they actually spoke to Xavi after the meeting, and they asked, "Hey, what can we do to make you stay?" And me hearing all that news is just something to be like, why didn't you guys put everything out there on the pitch? Why did you guys create those mistakes that actually led to Xavi taking this decision? When you're looking at some of those players on the pitch, you don't see the commitment. For example, you don't see the commitment that a Gavi or an Araujo would give you, even if they're not playing well. And then that's something that has to be questioned. But these quotes that are coming out are just saying, "Hey, these players, they want Xavi to stay." And there were some reports, that were saying that has Xavi lost the dressing room and everything like that. But that does not appear to be the case. And looking at the whole situation, guys, whoever the next manager is, it's not going to be easy. Barcelona, they're currently in a tough financial and sporting situation. Whoever has to come in has to be able to work with what the club has, and be able to hit the ground running immediately. Barcelona is not a place where you have a lot of time, and so it makes it all difficult. But guys, rounding off the video, because we've been here for a little while, and I don't want to keep you guys here forever. Barcelona, they now are looking for managers who can possibly replace Xavi. My favorite option is, of course, Jurgen Klopp. I think he can bring an attacking style of football, some physicality into our game. I'm a big fan of Jurgen Klopp. He's managed Liverpool and he's competed with Guardiola. But Jurgen Klopp saying that he's, basically run out of energy at Liverpool and he wants to take a break, it makes going after Jurgen Klopp a little bit difficult. My second option, if Jurgen Klopp is unavailable, is Imanol Agosil from Real Sociedad. I think he's doing a fantastic job, and he'll definitely be my number two option. And it hurts to see Xavi, not being able to work it out at Barcelona, because he is a club legend. This is the club of his life. But you have to give praise for what Xavi has done with Barcelona up to now. But guys, thank you guys all for watching. This was a different type of video. But guys, as always, remember to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, everyone.